Hello everyone! Ford began the new autumn exploration season surrounded by green forest. Apart from the greenery and windings of the forest, today these places looks nothing special, but I invite you to stay at least for a while as we explore forgotten and hostly nuclear warhead base. Once upon a time, this neighborhood near Zapalski were significant on a national scale. Even the people living in the nearby villages were not aware of the real activities of this military base. This arsenal was one of the most protected military facilities in Lithuania. Nuclear warheads were closely guarded here, maintained and handed over to military regiments. I bet you didn't learn this in your history lessons, but in this short video you will see for yourself that quite serious military operation took near us. So I invite you to look around the devastated and abandoned nuclear arsenal. The battalion was divided into two perimeters. The first was intended for barracks, administrative premises, and a technical unit. The second perimeter of the combat base contains an underground storage of nuclear warheads. Persons could enter the vault through spherical doors. The door is curved towards the outside, made of more than 20 centimeters thick steel. Transport could enter the vault through 5 consecutive doors. First, the heaviest ones were made of reinforced concrete more than a meter thick, forged with steel. We had to protect the repository from a nuclear explosion nearby, as well as protect the environment from accidents inside the repository. Doors were operated by electric motors and in case of power failure by manual slats. It is difficult to make such heavy doors airtight, so the other 4 doors were lighter, thinner, but airtight. Roof, walls and doors of the warehouse are shielded with lead elements. RTB repository could survive for several weeks in absolute autonomy, even in the event of chemical or nuclear attack. Inside there were diesel generators, air purification systems and independent supply of drinking water. Next we see empty rooms that housed ventilation and air conditioning units that were supposed to maintain the proper temperature and humidity to keep the nuclear warheads stored in the arsenal safe. All premises are empty. Any devices that had value were removed and sold to metal buyers. Now we enter storage room with 4 warhead rooms. Warheads were brought to them by rails. People servicing them walked on ramps. Zapalski nuclear arsenal was once one of the best preserved military bases in Lithuania, protected and maintained. Now it is empty and decaying. Not everyone dares to enter here, due to the rumors about increased radiation background. It can be seen that there is no security left on the premises, only a slush has been lowered at the entrance. After exploring the abandoned base, let's continue towards the private forest. We got the permits to drive through it, so we calmly went into the green of the forest on the last days of summer. One of the roads has ditch dug through it, so we couldn't miss the opportunity to try this place. We enter forest. Tractor ruts can be sticky and deep, so I try not to get into them. You don't want to get stuck at the very beginning on the dry grass. In places ruts are very deep, but we managed to drive off only by scraping the surface of the forest roads in some places. As we drive further, we are greeted by a fallen tree on the road. Fortunately, it's not so thick that we can get through it, but it's also not so thin that it's easily removed from the road. forest paths are full of stones covered with moss. They are difficult to notice, they require careful observation of what is happening in front. And here is the main obstacle. Ditch is much deeper than it looks, but for now we don't lose our enthusiasm and try to drive with all-wheel drive and low range. At start everything seemed fine, but then driver's axle shaft could not withstand the load and broke through U-joint. At least we still have rear wheels drive, so we pull a winch for a rescue operation. We managed to successfully free ourselves from the ditch and safely complete the rescue operation with only rear wheels drive. Pulling Ford out of a ditch, straight axle shows the advantages over an independent suspension. Both rear wheels have traction on this uneven surface. Who knows, maybe we would have managed to pass this obstacle without even getting stuck. But such adventures has its own charm. Now there will be long Ford repairs work and the search for new interesting places. I promise to share them with you. Thanks for joining in our adventure. I hope it was more interesting than the history lessons. If you liked the content, please don't forget to follow the channel and press like. Bye.